Chapter 1. What goes up can also come down. What did you pay for the last bottle of water or cup of coffee you bought? If you paid, say, $1.50, you likely paid the same price the last time you bought one and will pay the next time as well. Although the price may eventually go up, increases generally happen only occasionally and then remain the same for a while. Now, how much did you pay for a gallon of gasoline the last time you filled your tank? How did that price compare to the time before? How about the time before that? Chances are each time you fill up, the price is a little different. Sometimes a few cents more, sometimes a few cents less. But sometimes the prices jump or drop sustainably more than just a few cents. In the year 2008 alone, we saw the highest monthly average ever at $4.11 per gallon, followed by prices plummeting to only $1.75 per gallon by December of the same year. Prices peaked around $4 per gallon in 2011, but fell to $2.63 by the end of 2014. Why have gasoline prices gone up and down so dramatically? And why do prices change from one day to the next? In general, gas prices fluctuate as a result of four forces: supply, demand, global trends, and uncertainty. In the past, gasoline prices generally increased only when the supply was reduced. But the circumstances underlying the increases from 2004 to 2012 were much more complex. In the early part of the past decade, US gasoline producers were unable to supply enough for US demand, and much of the gasoline sold here was purchased on the world market. Sorry, I'm trying to write down a word underlying. Sorry, my bad. However, more recently, the United States have sharply increased their production capabilities and has even begun exporting gas to other countries. Second, the demand of gasoline in the United States has continued to rise as a result of a growing population. The continued popularity of large gas guzzling vehicles and a strong demand for our petroleum. Oh, I think it says petroleum-based products. Another major piece of the puzzle has been a surging global economy that until recently caused a higher demand for oil and gasoline. China, in particular, has become a major consumer of petroleum, passing Japan in 2005 to trail only to the United States in the total consumption. The global recession that started in 2008, however, reduced demand in most industrial countries. The recession, in fact, probably played a role in the dip in prices in 2009, just as the gradual recovery that started in 2010 helped spur higher prices once again. Political turmoil in the Middle East also played a major role as the United States ramped up production of gasoline, tapping into new sources. Sorry, I gotta write down this word. Turmoil. Okay. Tapping into new sources. A sharp increase in supply resulted in steadily decreasing prices over the last half of 2014. By January 2015, a gallon of gasoline cost $2.21, down 34% from the same month in 2014. These prices fluctuations have also led to wide array of relation consequences. Sorry, I'm off today. Based on high prices of gasoline from 2011 through 2013, automobile manufacturers stepped up their commitment to making more fuel effective cars, even as automobile sales plummeted during the recent recession. Refiners posted record profits. In fact, some critics charged that the energy companies were guilty of price gouging. Even local police officers were kept busy combating a surge in gasoline theft. Oh, wow. Yet another indication that gas was becoming an increasingly valuable commodity. I think it's commodity. Sorry, I was writing these down. While surging oil and gas prices occupied the thoughts of consumers, government officials began to worry about the big picture. The surging global demand for gasoline has forced experts to face a stark reality. The global supply of petroleum will soon peak and then slowly begin to decline. Although no one can pinpoint when this will happen, virtually all the experts agree that it will happen well before the middle of this century. So then what? The law of supply and demand will continue to work, but perhaps in different ways. First, just because the supply of oil will decline doesn't mean that it will disappear immediately. Although there may be gradual reductions in supply, oil and gas will remain available for at least another century, but at prices that may make those of the day seem like a bargain. New technology may also allow businesses to extract petroleum from locations that are not currently as accessible, such as from the deepest areas under the ocean. Second, and more sufficient, businesses everywhere will have market incentives to figure out how to replace today's dependence on oil and gas with non-petroleum alternatives. For instance, automobile manufacturers are already seeing increased demands from their hybrid products, which are cars and trucks that use a combination of gasoline and electrical power. Completely electric vehicles are also gaining ground, with virtually every major manufacturer, including Chevrolet, BMW, and Cadillac, having at least one commercially available completely electric car. I think I said that all wrong. In addition, firms that can reduce alternative sources of energy will spring up, and those who find viable answers will prosper. Companies that can figure out how to replace today's plastic, find a way to replace today's plastic with new products that don't rely on petroleum, will also find willing buyers. After studying the content in this chapter, you should be able to answer the set of discussion questions found at the end of the chapter. Okay. That was that was chapter 1. The beginning of chapter 1.